So maybe a small dollar amount, but a large percentage. And I talked to you about capital outlay here being moderately unfavorable. So that's it for the month of October. Revenues continue to run ahead of plan, expenditures under plan. We've built a cash balance versus where we expect it to be. And that's the report for the month of October. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to address those.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Are there any questions? Mr. Ragland? Okay. All right, awesome. Okay, moving forward to the administrative expenditure or the administrative piece. If we can pull that back up if we can.
I almost left the meeting instead of share the screen. Got to be careful which button I touch.
Don't do that. No, don't do that.
It reminds me of that scene in Apollo 13 where the one astronaut put a big sign, a little sticky note over the button that would jettison the module, the lunar module, and it just had big words "no" on there.
Right.
His compatriots were down there. Anyway, here's your agenda. Yeah, we are moving now on to
general fund.
Two general fund budget requests, one from technology. Vonda Navirny, our Chief Information Officer, will discuss that budget request, and then Alicia Gillison, Chief Engagement Officer, will speak to you about the request from engagement for the I Know I Can contract. Vonda, you want to go ahead?
Thanks, Stan. Co-chairs of the Financial Administration Committee and esteemed members, good afternoon, and our treasurer and our budget director, good afternoon to you too. The buy-in is very brief and hopefully very simple, and I'll keep it short. We received a $25,000 donation from the First Church of God. They've been great partners with the district. I remember going as early as March when we closed. They immediately said, hey, how can we help you? What do you need in terms of technology? And they've continued to help us. And their recent donation is $25,000 towards buying Chromebooks for the Walnut Ridge High School. They want to use that school. This will get us about 65 Chromebooks to that high school. And it's going to come in very handy as we look at end of course exams coming up in November through December 15th. So it's going to be very helpful to the students there in case they forget the Chromebooks, we have loaned them, and as backup Chromebooks for any repairs and replacements as well. I'm requesting a temporary increase in appropriation of $25,000 to help, to get the donation in the right budget so that we can move forward with the purchase. Mr. Cole, you're on mute.
There we go.
Well, at least it wasn't the leave the meeting button.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to, again, give another shout out of thank you and show of gratitude to First Church of God and Bishop Clark over there. They've done a wonderful job of partnering with us again over the years. And this gift on their behalf to the district is one that we definitely showed public gratitude at our last board meeting. But always definitely want to say again, thank you so much for that gift, that donation. This doesn't necessarily require our approval to move this forward. As I understand it, we're pretty much prepared to receive this upon our next board meeting. But if there are any questions or comments, the floor is open. You good, Mr. Brown? Okay.
Now I'm good.
All right.
Do we have some more of these folks around in the community?
Yeah, let's go on the hunt for them. Yes.
Well, I think your next speaker may be able to address that question, but just a sidebar comment on this particular one. This is, there are two pieces to receiving a cash donation that is specifically intended for a particular purchase. The one is accepting on the revenue side, which is what the board does. They accept the revenue gift. And then we have to go through this process in order to provide the budget in order to expend the dollars. So this process, I'll say, aligns that intention of the revenue with the actual expense.
Absolutely.
So we're assured that while it does flow through the general fund, that there's that link between what the donor wanted us to do and what we actually will do with the dollars.
I thank you for that explanation, Mr. Treasurer, and showing that we are in fidelity with what we're supposed to do in terms of appropriation for things that were gifted to us, whether it's Chromebooks or whether it's music instruments. So thank you for that.
Sure.
All right, moving forward, Ms. Gillison.
Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity coming before Finance and Appropriation to share some information and hopefully to get your approval. So this piece of legislation, it is focused on I Know I Can, and I just want to give a brief history of I Know I Can. I Know I Can, you may have heard of them before, but they are the district's 30-year partner, and they have been college advising for our students, making sure our students get into college, but not only get to college, persist through college and graduate from college. They actually have advisors on 17 campuses around the state of Ohio. They will travel to Bowling Green, OU, Wright State to meet with the students that graduated from Columbus City Schools to make sure they're on top of their work, to make sure they have financial aid and all of those pieces. So that's a little background about I Know I Can. So last year was the last year of the expansion. And when I say expansion, prior we would have one college advisor in one school building, 1 day a week. Under our former administration, there was an expansion where we had college advisors in all of our high schools 4 days a week. And that extra day, they were working with our middle schools on college and career awareness. With that pilot, the last year, a portion of the funds were paid from the Education Center of Central Ohio. Dr. Dixon, looking at the data and very positive performance metrics from I Know I Can, and that they are serving our students, she made the decision for us to pay the I Know I Can ticket 100% from our general fund, since we did have the money in general fund. And that is the plan on moving forward. Now, in saying that, moving from Education Center of Central Ohio to general fund, we're requesting an increase in our general fund appropriation for $250,000 so that the entire I Know I Can ticket will be paid from Columbus City Schools general fund.
Thank you for that. Are there any questions at this point? And again, we are always excited to have I Know I Can as an ongoing partner that was uniquely designed and created to support Columbus City Schools. So we thank you. Mr. Brown.
Thank you. Excuse me. Couple of years ago, when financial circumstances were not real good, one of the things that we looked at was going to organizations like I Know I Can, recognizing that the people involved had relationships in the community with some folks that might be able to help provide some funding. And we encouraged the organization, and I think we did the same with City and maybe some others, to consider, can they do some fundraising on their own? I am a fan and great supporter of I Know I Can. So I don't want to take anything away from that. But the idea that they might be able to raise money in a different fashion than having us pay as much as we do sounded interesting. And I'm not sure that I know where that stands, whether that makes any sense to pursue. And I guess I'm not sure that this is the right forum necessarily in which to raise this for the first time in a number of years. Any thoughts?
Yeah, well, I would love to speak to that. So I know ICANN is currently leveraging funds from several corporate partners, and they're doing fundraisers to raise money. I'd just like to share last year alone, I know ICANN awarded our students over $2 million in scholarship funds, and they are instrumental in that Denison Columbus Alliance scholarship, where it is $58,000 a year. And last year we had over 18 students get that scholarship, which is renewable every year. So when we think about the return on the investment that we're getting from them, I think this is well worth it. But what I would love to share with you, and maybe offline, Board Member Brown or anyone else, we have a pie that shows the different funding streams that I know ICANN has started leveraging, and that started, or in a big part, because of that conversation. It was actually 3 to 4 years ago. So we followed up on it, sir.
You're still on
Wonderful.
mute. There you go.
I'm happy to hear about that.
All right. Are there any additional questions? And again, for those who are interested in getting that additional information, please make sure you have an opportunity to follow up with Ms. Gillison. All right. Mr. Behor, can we pull up that agenda, please? Because I believe that's it.
You are correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So provided there aren't any additional questions or comments, I just want to begin to close out saying, yes, Mr. Jordan, go ahead.
All right. Did we need to take action? I know we didn't need to take action on the Chromebook, but do we need to take action on the last presentation for I Know I Can? And if so, I'd like to make the motion to approve that.
Okay. I don't believe that we have to do that, Mr. Behor, but I'm happy to still entertain the motion.
I just happened to see it on the timetable that was in the materials. It said that FAC approval was for today, and that's why I didn't want us to miss something to cause us to be off schedule to keep doing that program.
No, let's entertain the motion. Is there a second?
Second, it's Jack Green.
And
Second by
let
Mr.
me-
Green.
Yeah, it was second by Mr. Green. Let me ask a quick question. Hey, Scott Gooding, I don't recall in the past how we did this. I mean, if we do one, should we do them both? Do you think, Scott?
Yeah, I would do both because I mean the first one is different where you've got the we're increasing the budget to account for the revenue piece that came in, so that one's a little different. The I Know I Can piece is just strictly a straight budget increase. I think because these will be incorporated into the amended appropriation resolution that the board will be asked to approve on the 17th. I'd go ahead and approve both.
Okay.
Then-
So
And I think it's sufficient to I'm sorry, Jeff, it'd be sufficient just to say that that the committee forward 4.01 and 4.02 to the Board of
Right.
Education for their approval.
So Mr. Jordan will rescind his initial motion.
Yeah, I'd like to amend my original motion to encompass both 4.01 and 4.02 as approved.
Got it.
Is there a second?
Second.
That's second with Mr. Green.
Yep, we got that.
All right, roll call.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Jordan,
Yes.
Mr. Ragland,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
and Mr. Cole.
Yes.
That motion carried.
All right. Thank you for that catch and guidance. So with that, again, as we begin to close out, well, I'll call for a motion for adjournment.
I move that we adjourn.
Is there a second?
A second.
Got it? Okay, Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Jordan,
Yes.
Mr. Ragland,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
and Mr. Green.
Yes.
That motion carried, and we have moved through the Finance Committee as probably one of the quickest in history for me.
Yes,
So
yes, it is. Yes,
I don't
it
know what to
is.
do. Anybody want to just hang around and talk for a while? I don't know.
I know everybody's kind of baffled here. So am I. So am I. I was already fuzzy brain from trying to transition from work to this. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. Thank you so very much for your continued due diligence and commitment to Columbus City Schools and our students and staff. So your work is well appreciated. I hope that each of you, again, remains healthy and well and has a wonderful upcoming holiday. Have a wonderful upcoming holiday. God bless you, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you all. Stay safe and healthy.